Hey guys! Today we are going to talk about how we can fetch data in React.js using UseEffect. If you are ready, let's go! Hey developers, welcome back to Devonless. My name is Amin, and today, as I said, we are going to talk about how we can fetch data in React.js using UseEffect. Okay, now back to work. As you can see, we have this React Advanced 2023 that you can clone it from my GitHub that I put the link on this video caption. Okay, now as you can see, we have GitHub users in our browser. Today we are going to fetch this data from the link that I already provided in our application and get these information from GitHub users. As I said in the previous videos, we are going to work with this UseEffect folder and setup folder. Okay, first of all, I put the final folder in our app.js as a component, and now I should change this final to setup. Okay, next step is importing UseEffect fetch data. When I save it, we have this fetch data here. Now we should start working with this file, this JSON file, and UseEffect fetch data. As you can see, I already provided this URL that if I copy and paste it in my browser, you can see a great array that includes some object with this information about GitHub users with different parameters like login, ID. I want to close it and again start working with our project. So we have this functional component. We are going to fetch data from this URL. Okay, the first step, as you know my guys, is going to start with UseState. The first thing we need is const array users function for changing users. It's called set users, and it's obviously equal to UseState here that has a default value and it's an empty array. So we have the users here with this function set user. It's the first step. The second step that we need in our application, as I said, is going to work with UseEffect. Here we have our UseEffect to fetch data. And now we have several options. The first one is setting up our cleanup function, as I said in the previous video, inside our UseEffect. The other one is setting up our cleanup function outside our UseEffect. In this application, I want to set up my cleanup function outside my UseEffect because I want to work with async await that return us a promise. So I want to start with my cleanup function, get users here, and it's equal to our function, but before that I want to work with async, and now my arrow function here. Okay, we have our cleanup function get users, and now we should fetch our data from this URL that we have. The first thing that we need is a variable for import our data after fetch. So start with const response as a variable for us, and it's equal to, now we need our await and fetch here. So we need our URL in our fetch. And the second step in our cleanup function is stringify our JSON data. Okay, const users here, it's equal to, again, await here, and response.json. We have our cleanup function, so I'm going to work with this simple console log and log users here. We need to call our cleanup function in our UseEffect. So in our application, we need inspect, and in this part, GitHub users information in our application that we have logged. Now everything is right, and we have this list of array in our console log. But something is wrong here. Why we import user state from React and use it in this application? As you know, we cannot use these users in our HTML, and we need this user state to preserve our values. And we are going to write our user state and fill it with users here. I save it and nothing changed because I set the set user as a comment code in my application. Set user preserve our values and it worked for us. But something wrong is when I use these set users in my cleanup function. As you can see, our set users here, our cleanup function, and fill our set users by this variable after stringify our response, and again we call our cleanup function in our UseEffect. As you know, it's an infinity loop that because user state trigger re-rendering in our application, it caused our application crashed, and it's not good for us. For avoid this problem in our application, we can just add dependency to our UseEffect, as I said, as an empty array here. So we can set this code out of command, and I want to remove this simple console log. When I save our code, there is no problem in our application with no crash. So everything is okay, and now it's HTML turn. I start working with React fragment here and write heading 3 GitHub users, and everything is okay. I want to close this console, and now as user state users, we are going to start with map here. Users map, put user here and return a list. I think we need a UL tag here with this class name users, and put this map in our list. And as you know guys, we need a unique value for key and its ID. So before that, we need to destruct our user as ID and login and avatar URL, and of course HTML URL from the data that we fetch from this URL in our application, and it's equal to user. And now we have ID here, and in our list we need an image, we need source that is equal to avatar URL and this alternative, and it's equal to, I can put login. We need division here with heading 4. We need a tag as profile, href is HTML. When I save our project, we have this list of GitHub users as a cards here, and everything is right. And as you can see, we fetch this data from this URL in React.js using UseEffect, and everything is okay. In this video, I talk about how we can fetch data in React.js using UseEffect. I hope it was useful for you guys. Do not forget to subscribe my channel and put like and comment for me, and of course ask every single question that you have in comments. I will answer all of them. Be nice guys. Farewell developers.